Gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this comedy show tonight. Thanks everybody for coming out. I appreciate it. My name is John Silk. I'll be your host for this evening. We are the filthy, uncensored comedians of Knoxville. F-U-C-K. Fuck. Myself and Sean Dills and Kevin Roberson are going to be entertaining you guys for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half if the crowd's good. After we do our stand-up, we have some interaction with the audience, so I hope you guys will stick around. Can everybody hear me back there? All right, good. So I did want to remind everybody, tonight it is happy hour until 10 p.m. So we got $2.75 domestics. This lady needs another beer for sure. And it's also Whiskey Wednesday. Whiskey Wednesday. House whiskey is $2.50 for singles, $3.50 for doubles. And before we get the show on the road, I want to remind everybody, please tip your bartenders and servers tonight. They're doing a great job. We got Larissa, Carrie, and Brandy. Ladies, wave to everybody. All right. I got to say, I really am. It's a good turnout, and I appreciate it. I'm very touched by the size of this crowd, and that means a lot coming from me because I've been touched my whole life. It started when I was an altar boy, and then a Cub Scout, and then a bunch of strange women, and now my wife. And I gotta say, I enjoy being touched by my wife, but that priest had some fucking skills, so. I want to bring up a friend of mine, he's local. He's from Townsend. Some of you guys may have known him. If you're his cousin, he may have slept with you, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our first act tonight, Mr. Kevin Roberson. Good luck, my friend.
Thanks, John. Wow. Last time anybody clapped for me when I went to the potty by myself. That was earlier today. I'm a little nervous. I need y'all to picture me naked. Wait. I picture you naked. I get that mixed up. That's not a problem. I've already done that to a few of you. Ladies.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a ventriloquist, but I do have a emotional support animal I carry with me. This is Harvey.
Cute. Oh wait, I got to take it.
Let me add a little more to the scenery. I usually drop stuff, fumble around. John says don't just think it's part of the show. Okay. Yay, Blount County. Our first show as a group. Yeah, Maryville. Actually, it's Maryville, Alcoa. It's kind of like an interracial marriage between cities. That's the way I look at it. The other day, I overheard a conversation between some people, and one of them said something about going to Walmart, and her companion said, which one, the black Walmart or the white Walmart? I didn't know that our Walmarts were segregated. Have y'all heard that? I hadn't heard that either. My first non-farming job was right up here at the White Stores. Anybody, you older folks, remember the White Stores? That sounds kind of racist too. I don't have any delusions. I know I'm not the next George Carlin, but if I can entertain you for a few minutes, all the better. If I can make one person laugh one time, it'll be worth it. Well, maybe not. Okay. I've got a few jokes, thoughts, little stories, and we've all got funny stories, but I've got the microphone, so we're going to listen to mine tonight. My buddies, they're coming up after me, are really good. I'm kind of corny and silly, you'll find out, but they just kind of let me tag along. I think it's because I grow weed. I have to use notes. There's several reasons. There's several reasons I have to use notes. One is my memory is really bad for some reason. I did already tell you, you know what I did.
I took her to the grocery store. She couldn't read my list.
And B, I don't remember another reason. Maybe there is just one. Okay, here we go. 2 cups flour, 2 cups carrot. Wait a minute. I actually got my recipe cards mixed up with my notes. We're gonna have cooking class tonight. Gonna make carrot cake. That's a joke. Nobody likes carrot cake. Well, almost nobody. My first joke I ever wrote, I traditionally start out with it. It's kind of corny. Why is it okay for Jesus to leave the door open? Because he was born in a barn. My best friend, when he was little, his dad took him out behind the house to give him the talk on the birds and the bees. You know, the old dreaded sex talk. He said, son, you put your wee-wee in her wah-wah and go woo-woo. That was it. Any of y'all little kids need to use that, go right ahead. In junior high, they separated us, the boys and the girls, to give us a talk on STDs. And they said they separated us because they wanted us to know that boys can get it from other boys. I couldn't figure out how you could transmit a disease playing baseball and riding bicycles. Then I went to summer camp. I had three buddies in high school showed me where their daddy's moonshine stills were. My take on that, don't show your kids where your pot patch is. I had a coworker, I'm not going to mention her name, I don't want to make her mad or embarrass her. But when Emma was about 12, she took a course at school to see what career she would be suited for. It came up taxidermist. She was disappointed. I happen to know Emma's a vegetarian, so I could see why. That wasn't the reason. She was disappointed because she didn't know anything about taxes, except that they were boring. But I do wonder if there's something to that. If I went to her house, there might be a head of lettuce mounted up on the wall or something. I have German Shepherds. I thought it'd be cool to teach one to obey in German, you know, German commands. One day I was talking to my neighbor. He sneezed. I said, Gesundheit, and my dog attacked him. 9 Panzer 9. He's not Antifa. I grew up in a log cabin, really did, and I thought that qualified me to be president. Turns out you also need $100 million, so I'm settling for the second best thing. I'm going to try to be a comedian. Apparently, though, you can do both. My neighbor girl knocked on the door. Our dogs are stuck together. And you younger folks might not remember this, but dogs used to be able to mate. They didn't have shit cut off of them. And sometimes when they mate, there'd be some swelling go on, and they actually get stuck together. So I went out there, and yeah, there they were. So I had to give her the wee wee wah wah woof woof story. Haven't heard from her parents yet. I like to get a feel for the crowd, see what they are into, you know, what they can associate with, and decorate accordingly. After talking to some of y'all, I think this would be suitable. Is that good? I'm sorry I don't have a Biden poster. Actually, I think we'll go with this. Can't go wrong there. If anybody ever boos that, I'm walking out. Okay, let's see what I got in my bag of tricks. Who put those in there? It wasn't me. By the way, I bought this box just for this, and I had to try them. That shit's awful. It's awful. Don't feed this to your kids before they go to school. I threw it away. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell. I noticed y'all play darts here. I'm pretty good myself. After I've had a few more drinks, I'm going to ask a volunteer to put this on their heads, and I'm going to show you how good I am. This apple's good. I've used it several times, and there's still no holes in it. I've always wanted to be a magician. I'm on stage with a rabbit. Looks like a good time to me. Got to do everything one-handed. For some reason, I'm covering him up. Abracadabra.
He's still a rabbit.
I guess I'm not a magician. Wait, maybe I look inside. I did get tricks. Let's look inside. I also wanted to be a veterinarian. Ta-da! Oh wait, I was supposed to pull the rabbit out of a hat. Now I need a taxidermist. A couple of shows ago, I put out a jar for comments and suggestions. Most of them were where I could shove this microphone. I'm not going to do that. A couple of them told me just go ahead and kill myself. And it wasn't so bad, except they went into explicit detail on how I could do it. So I'm not going to put one of them out tonight. And somebody else said, Kevin, you need to put out... I'll learn about that sooner or later. You need to put out a tip jar. I did. Somebody spit in it. I'm hoping they were just dyslexic. I'm also hoping it was just spit. I think it'd be funny if rolling papers had little sayings written on them. You know, like fortune cookies or Snapple lids, you know. And then you could play a little game after you burned it. You could try to remember what it said. I started writing some of my jokes on rolling papers, actually, putting them in a jar. And I don't know how many jokes I ended up burning. So finally I switched to regular paper. And so I'm going to read some of them to you. Five. I was at a bar trying to strike up a conversation with a girl. Told her I was an Aquarius. She said, "Oh, you're a queer. I'm proud of you for coming out." I said, "No, that means you're no, it doesn't mean that." I went on. Drinking Red Bull is not how you earn your Red Wings. I'm sorry, that joke was in bad taste. My parents used to drag me to church for my indoctrination. I hated it. And I seen red-faced preachers screaming, scaring kids, people speaking in tongues, even writing on the floor. I just wanted to be home handling my snake. First time I ever was with a girl, when I got home, I actually looked to see if it looked different. It didn't. Smelled different, though. A lot of ladies shave down here nowadays, so I guess carpet munchers are now linoleum lickers. Loaned the guy $100, he wouldn't pay me back, so to get back with him, I hooked up with his wife. Now he owes me $200. Y'all heard about that Olympian got banned for smoking pot not long ago? They call it a performance-enhancing drug. I'm not a doctor. Pretty sure smoking a joint doesn't help you run faster. It might help in, say, Nathan's hot dog eating contest. That might give you a little edge. This is a new one. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Reading makes me sleepy nowadays. And a couple of things I came across. I actually listened to Tom Sawyer the other day. I hadn't read it since I was a kid. And y'all remember how Aunt Polly pulled his tooth? She tied a string to his tooth, tied the other end of the bedpost, got some hot coals out of the fire and shoved them in his face. And when he jerked back, out come the tooth. I never would have thought of that on my own. I've heard of a lot of other ways, but not that. My parents were real strict on pronunciation. And even though they were local, they didn't like, the local pronunciation. For instance, how I come home and say, "Hired did something." They'd say, "Who?" I'd say, "Hired." I'd say, "No, Howard." Okay. Well, they told my grandmother that the four things that go around on your car are not tires, they're tires. Next time we visited Grandma, they'd been working on the road. She said they put a new tire on it. She was proud of herself. I don't know the difference between alligators and crocodiles. But if one's chasing me through the marsh, I don't care. I don't care what most people think about me, but every now and then I like to make an impression on somebody. So I carry a club in my car. Makes a good impression. I was at a Chinese restaurant the other day. A club.
What in your car?
A club.
A what?
Head knocker. I was in a Chinese restaurant the other day, and I was looking at the menu and had everything written in Chinese, and underneath it was English. And so I got out Google and looked up those Chinese words. Turns out they're just different breeds of cats. I recommend the tabby. It was pretty good. I don't think it's fair that trans men are allowed in women's sports. That's just not fair. That'd be like letting a woman in on a men's only bitching contest. I know, we give you a reason. A friend of mine called me one day. He said, when you eat dinner, put on your reading glasses. I said, what? He said, when you eat dinner, put on your reading glasses. Okay, so I did. It's not just blobs of color. You can actually see corn and peas. I just thought that was funny. Y'all try that. Didn't y'all need reading glasses? When I was a kid, I made a slingshot. Actually, it's a flip. You know, slingshots are what David used. And so I went outside with my new flip looking for a target. And there's cows in the field next to me. Steer had his rear toward me and his sack was hanging down. What's wrong with that statement? Right. You paid attention in FFA. Steer don't have them. It was a bull. It was a bull. His big nut sack was hanging down. And I know it's wrong, but that looked like a good target to me. So I reared back, aimed, let go. Hit me right there on my hand. That's karma. I deserved that. That would have been a mean thing to do. Doing to others, I wouldn't. I was thinking the other day all the great inventions that enhance our lives over the years, and one of the best ones was 1906. Mr. Carrier invented the air conditioner. Thank God for that. And I was thinking about weed eaters as a fairly new invention. I looked them up. They came out in 1971. We didn't have weed eaters when I was a kid. My job was to hand mow the yard. I left at 18, and when I came home, they had a brand new riding mower there. I don't blame them. Anyway, I digress. The best top invention. If I could shake somebody's hand, it'd be whoever invented Viagra. They should get a Nobel Prize. I think I saw a few couples glance at each other. I'll point you out after a while.
What are you?
There's a lot of potholes in our streets out here. I've looked, there ain't no pot in none of them. I went to the courthouse the other day to get my veteran POW tags. They couldn't find the service record. They said, what war were you in? I said, I was in the war on drugs. I was a POW right over here at Blount County and in Sevier County. I didn't get my tags. Manufacturer of marijuana. Does the farmer manufacture corn? I just think that's an odd term. One day I was reading a newspaper and I saw where the cops had raided a massage parlor for prostitution. Part of their evidence was 21 used condoms in the trash. That meant some detective had to one at a time count all those used condoms. What'd you do at work today, Daddy? Like all of us have at one time or another, I was driving on the road wondering, without phone booths, where does Superman change at? Went by a construction site, a couple porta potties sitting out front. Okay, I can see it. But now I picture Superman flying through the air with toilet paper flapping off his boot. Is it ironic that edibles give you the munchies? I was at a Christmas party. A girl came up to me and said, you want to kiss me under the mistletoe? I said, no, I want to kiss your camel toe. I either got slapped or took home. I'll let y'all figure that out. Watched my great-grandfather lighting the pipe. You know how the flames up? It caught his hair on fire. I freaked out. He just reached up and patted it out. I guess it happened often. I don't have to worry about that. I do have to be careful when I light roaches, though. Okay, I was in a bar, and a girl came up to me, which doesn't happen as much as I wish. She said, "Do you come here often?" And I said, "Once or twice in the bathroom." Y'all heard about the new trend where women like dad bods? Apparently softer, rounder guys make better dads or something. I'm waiting on the papaw bod trend to come around. I might be waiting a long time. I had some friends. They were really bored and stoned, sitting around, and they had an old dog that they had for years and years. And they got deciphering how long each dog turd was, how many times a day that dog went out and did his thing, how many years it lived. This was without a calculator. They were penciling it out. They figured that in the last 20 years, or in the last, that dog, in that dog's life, he had shit like 21 miles. And that reminds me of some politicians who've been in office for like 30 years. 30 years, how much bullshit have they given us? One in particular. Y'all have heard the expression, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush? I don't know about two in the bush, but I've had my morning woodpecker in my hand a lot of times. When you get older, you start thinking about things. I was thinking about how much money I spent on drugs and alcohol. If I had all the money I've spent on drugs and alcohol, think how much drugs and alcohol I could buy. I was driving through Weyers Valley the other day, saw a sign said, "Buy 1 pound, get a half pound free." I did a big U-turn. It was fudge. Thought I found a deal. Okay, some guy's wife didn't like what he called her vagina. So he says, "What do you want me to call it?" She said, "How about a flower? Call my vagina a flower." And so now when the dude gets in trouble, he has to bring her home a bouquet of twats. I had a girlfriend once, and she said she'd give me a blowjob anytime, but she warned me if I had lint in my belly button, she was going to laugh at me. So I always made sure it was clean. I don't need another reason for girls to laugh at me when I drop my pants. Remember when we were younger and we'd go on a trip, everybody pile in the car, somebody'd yell shotgun, and they'd get that coveted front seat. There was no argument. I mean, it's just an unwritten rule. That's not always appropriate. When a cop has you up against a car telling you you're going to jail, don't yell shotgun. I'm speaking from personal experience. I was in the phone store the other day, and it occurred to me that those nerds that used to get picked on at school, they rule the world now.
I need to ask.
I'm not real big on porn, digital images, pictures on paper just never got it for me. That's why I dress like a ninja at night and run around picking in windows. That's a normal thing. Okay, y'all heard of noodling? That's when good old boys and girls jump in a river and catch catfish with their bare hands. I'm pretty sure in the gay community, noodling means something completely different. Fish, shit. I believe I'll take fish. I got a few more. I dream of Jeannie. Every guy that's ever watched that show, I guarantee you, has wanted one. She's beautiful. She can get you anything you want. And you can make her get back in that damn bottle if you want to. I drive a little economy car. I wonder how many people say, "He must have a big dick." I thought it'd be funny that during making love, I called my girlfriend by a different name, somebody she knows, her sister, you know, like her sister's name. Before I could do it, she called me another guy's name. My brother. I don't have a brother. The rumor that I have women chained up in my basement is not true. That reminds me, I got to pick up 4 peaches and a box of tampons on the way home. I had another girlfriend. She'd set her alarm clock 20 minutes ahead in the bedroom. Then in the morning, she'd hit the snooze button 3 times. So in the morning when I woke up, I had to do algebra to figure out what time it was. I'm not a morning person, nor am I Asian. I remember a story about a boy that put his finger in a dike. I'm pretty sure they don't like that. Went to the river the other day for a picnic, and we witnessed a murder. And they flew down, and we fed them crackers. I'm almost done. Never understood why something that involved sucking was called a blowjob. Okay. A Catholic priest and a Boy Scout leader walked into a bar. Actually, it was a Chuck E. Cheese. Okay. Now for the musical portion of my act. Thank you. I don't want to get sued. Noun that's not a person or a place. That sounded a lot better the other night when I was wasted. Sorry about that. I'm actually done. I'm going to turn it back to John. Thank you, guys. Y'all were great.
Roberson from Townsend. Yes, a local. It's nice to know that inbreeding has no effect on a sense of humor. I'm glad. You did a great job, Kevin. Thank you. All right, next gentleman coming up is a friend of mine I just met up in Knoxville this year. He's kind of different. He's kind of offbeat, and he's got a weird sense of humor. But he's a little bit dirtier than Kevin was. We're kind of easing you guys into this like a hot bath. Kevin, you don't say fuck enough. Fuck, 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 fuck. We got to make up for it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to my friend, Sean Dills.
How's everybody doing tonight? My name's Sean Dills, and don't worry, my parents have already told me I look like a nerdy Hagrid. Or did this guy just say see? See? Or according to my girlfriend, a homeless Weird Al. People also say, Sean, you look like a couch potato Jesus, which is fine. I look like if Jesus, instead of him dying for everybody's sins, he just stayed at home and watched Sanford and Son instead. But me and Jesus, we actually have a lot in common. A few differences. Like the biggest difference between me and Jesus was actually well hung. So believe it or not, looking like a fat Jesus, it actually, I had a lot of trouble talking to women growing up. My friends would tell me, hey man, just be yourself, do what comes natural. I tried that once. I went to my local Taco Bell. The lady at the window was super attractive. I was like, all right, Sean, you can do this. Be yourself. Do what comes natural. So as I go to hand her my debit card, I do this. I smelled my fucking debit card right in front of her. Because apparently, I didn't look like a serial killer enough. It would have been less creepy if I just pulled up wearing a hockey mask or some shit. My whole life, women have been a huge enigma to me. But recently, I think I've been able to pinpoint the root of my confusion on women. You see, when I was 4, sometimes I would shower with my mom. And one day I was in the shower, I was like, hey mom, where's your wiener? Now for a 4-year-old boy, it's a pretty damn good question. But as a parent, you know, when you get asked a difficult question like that, you can handle this one of two ways. You can tell the truth, or you can lie. Let's see which one she chose. Hey, Mom, where's your wiener? Some guy cut it off. Oh, fuck. My one question is now 102. Who? Oh, just some guy. Is he gonna cut off my wiener? No, he only gets women. Shouldn't we warn them? He got us already. How'd you guys not figure this out? He got us all at once by a shed. My brain was fried. I went to my kindergarten class the next day, staring at a group of girls. One of them looks over at me and is like, "What the hell are you looking at?" I was like, "Don't go near that shed." So I went to my best friend's house the other day, and I found he had a cabinet full of cinnamon, which is odd because he's highly allergic to cinnamon. I was like, why would you have a cabinet full of something that could kill you? It's like if a rat had a cabinet full of rat poison, or if Kurt Cobain had a cabinet full of shotguns. Aww. Bunch of Nirvana fans in here tonight. It's okay. Kurt Cobain didn't have a big head about him. He's all good. So I live in a back road area, which is nice. There's not a whole lot of traffic. On the downside, we got a lot of wildlife living out there. Now, I would never hit an animal with my car on purpose, but shit happens. I've hit a rabbit, I've hit a cat, I hit a deer, and I've hit an owl. Yeah, an owl. I told this to my friend. She's like, "You hit a what?" I said, "I hit an owl, you know, a hoot hoot owl." She goes, "Owls don't make hoot hoot sounds." I was like, "You're absolutely right. They make more of a thud." So I work at Walmart, and when I started out at Walmart, I was a janitor. And being a janitor at Walmart is like being a housemate to a bunch of meth heads. Like one day I was doing the outside trash, found a dead raccoon in the trash can. Who the fuck has a dead raccoon to throw away? Hey Earl, pull over at the Walmart. Think the dead raccoon's going bad. One day I was sweeping by the fish tanks, found one dead fish on the ground. My buddy walks over, he goes, "Hey man, why is there a dead fish on the ground?" I was like, "We keep that there to show the other fish what will happen if they try to escape." One day I was pulling a heavy ass water pallet out to the floor. This lady jumps right in front of me. She loads up 24 packs of Mountain Dew into her buggy. She goes, "Oh sorry, my son loves Mountain Dew." It's like, yeah, no shit. 24 packs of Mountain Dew? What the fuck is he, a NASCAR driver? So this one day at work, this lady shit all over herself. She ran to the bathroom. When she walked out, she had nothing on but a shirt. She walked right outside, just stood there waiting for a ride. Now that is the most gangster thing I have ever seen. If I was her, I'd still be in that damn bathroom. Like, fuck, well, I guess I live here now. So that's it for my clean jokes. You know, cutting off wieners, you know, Jesus well hung, that's all my clean shit. Let's go to my dirty stuff, all right? So recently my grandparents found out I was a stand-up comedian. They actually sent me a text of a joke to use. Would you guys like to hear my grandparents' joke they want me to use? All right, here's the joke. What two things give men the most trouble in life? Tits and wheels. So I texted them back. I was like, so no crippled girls then. pretty sure my grandmother might be a little racist. My best friend and girlfriend are both black, and she has yet to call either one of them by their actual names. Any of you who've seen Roots, no, that's like the most fucking racist thing you could do. My best friend's name is BJ. She calls him BJ. Okay, that's fine. She's old. I could see the confusion. My girlfriend's name is Tasia. She calls her Steve. Bitch ain't even trying. I remember introducing my girlfriend to my grandparents. I was like, hey guys, this is Tasia. My grandfather's like, did you say Tasia? T-A-Z-I-A? Fuck yeah, that's right. My grandmother's like, nah, I'm calling her Steve. I ain't doing that. But yes, I'm in an interracial relationship, dating a beautiful black woman. Now, I'm not going to ask guys to play I Spy and try to point her out in the crowd. I'm not going to do that. But people ask me, Sean, what's the biggest difference with being with a white girl versus being with a black girl? It's not a whole lot of difference. For me, the biggest difference is when I sleep with black women, you know, I want to play some R&B, you know, something romantic. When I'm having sex with a white woman, we playing the Goofy movie soundtrack. I'm trying to spice up the bedroom. I sent my girlfriend 40 pictures of different sexual positions for us to try. I was like, all right, baby, pick 5. We'll do the 5. She does so. She sends me the 5 back. I look them over. The first 3, pretty normal. I get to the 4th picture. She picked pegging. Those of you aren't laughing, pegging is where your girlfriend fucks you with the strap on. I was sweating bullets. I've been dating her over a year, and this is the first time she's mentioned anything about penetrating my fucking cinnamon ring. So I'm sweating. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to pretend I didn't see number 4. Let's move on to number 5. The 5th picture. She picked pegging. Fucking again. She picked pegging twice. This whole time, I was looking my girlfriend in the eyes, thinking that's love in her eyes. No, that's fucking lust. I thought she had images of us getting married together. No, those were images of her clapping my fucking cheeks. People ask me, Sean, did you let her do it? Sean, did you let her take your butthole cherry? I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. However, you might notice I sit down a little slower than everybody else around here. I actually told that joke for the first time a couple weeks ago, and she comes up to me afterwards. She goes, Sean, that joke was a little embarrassing. I was like, who got fucked in the ass in this story here? A little more embarrassing for me, I think. But I do love my girlfriend, man. Like, cause before I dated her, I dated a bunch of crazy girls, all right? Like one girl claims she had a demon living inside of her. Had to let her go. Clearly taken anyways. One girl said she only dreams of murder and genocide. Well, what the fuck do you say to that? I was just like, well, what race?
So worried about getting a Knoxville liberal guy down here, but he did a good job. Is anybody else hungry for Long John Silver's now besides me? Yeah. Hey, I just want to remind everybody, first of all, I want to thank Party Pub for having us out here. They haven't done comedy in a couple years. Give it up for your bartenders tonight. We got Larissa, Carrie, and Brandy. Happy hour until 10 p.m., guys. You got plenty of time. $2.75 domestics, and it's Whiskey Wednesday, so drink up. So again, my name is John Silk. We are the Filthy Uncensored Comedians of Knoxville. Like us on Facebook. You'll find out where we're performing. If anybody knows where Tipsy's is, Saturday night we'll be performing there. I'll definitely be packing because that's kind of a fucking dangerous place. I am 51 years old. 51 years old. I just turned back in April. I'm at a point in my life where I'm finding it difficult to have sex with my girlfriend. And it's not because of my age, it's COVID. My wife works from home now, so we fucking can't go there anymore. That fucking sucks. I'm kidding. My wife is here tonight. That's a joke, baby. I swear to God, my wife and I have a great relationship. I don't cheat on her. We have a great sex life. Like everybody, we have small problems in our relationship. Like recently she discovered that she likes face sitting. Women, you guys like to sit on your man's face? She does. I enjoy it. I really think it's pretty cool. Well, depending on which way she's facing, because it can be a really shitty view. But I like to talk dirty while we're having sex a lot. And when she sits on my face, I sound like a kidnap victim in a car trunk trying to get a fucking way. But like me, my wife is from Philadelphia. Has anybody ever been to Philadelphia? Anybody been to Philly? 2 people been to Philly. Good move. Good move. The city of brotherly love. If you're Cain and Abel, because they'll fucking kill you, dude. That place, it's a dangerous, crazy city. We do go to visit our families up there every year. And when we do, we have to get angry. We like psych each other up like football players on the drive up there. Right? Because you can't go up there with this laid back East Tennessee attitude that we love. You got to be a dick. And you can't go there sounding like a bumpkin saying shit that they never hear, like, hello, and how are you? But I love that town. I love Philadelphia. It's a great place to grow up. I grew up in a row home, a lot of kids. And I lost my virginity in Philadelphia at 13 years old. Not a lie, I'm serious. A lot of kids, they lose a virginity, a lot of boys, to like their best friend's sister or best friend's mom on rare occasions. I wasn't so lucky. I barely knew the kid, but his mom was fucking hot, so I hung out with him. And it worked. It worked. This chick was so hot. She was a MILF. And this was back in the 80s. They hadn't even invented the word MILF yet. So she was way ahead of her time. And it lasted a whole summer. I literally had sex with a 28-year-old when I was 13 for the entire summer in 1983. But I fucked it up like all men. I was having a catch in the yard with her kid, and I hit him in the face with a fucking fastball. And he got up bleeding. He's like, you motherfucker. And I was like, what? She told you? So that kind of ruined it for me. But I think back now and I'm like, man, I was 13 years old. She was 28. That's 15 years difference. And times are different now. Like now she'd go to jail. But I think part of it is because of the roles, like the gender roles. She was a woman, I was a man or a boy. And that's okay. But if you reverse it, it's kind of weird. Like if I was 28 again, there's no way I could sleep with a girl that was 15 years younger than me. But it changes with age, and I'm 50 now, so if you're in your mid-30s, hit me up after the show, all right? And what is really weird is I have a 17-year-old now. I was 13, he's 17, he's dating a 20-year-old. If there was a 28-year-old woman banging my 17-year-old kid, I would be confrontational. I'd get in her face, and I'd be like, lady, you're a freak. What the fuck is wrong with you? You want to make it a threesome? But like, Philly, anyway, growing up in Philly was great, but it just got so crowded. It was. If you've been in a big city, you know how much competition there is for just any resource, food. Everything's so expensive, you can't find anything. It became damn near impossible to find any fucking meth. So I moved down here to Tennessee, America's breadbasket of meth, the meth basket, if you will. For those of you who don't know it, if you're new to the meth game, first of all, welcome. But if you need some meth, all you got to do is find a dirt road here in Tennessee and go in either direction. Look for a single wide with the blacked out windows. Boom, you have meth right there. But you got to be careful. Like the last time I went to buy some meth, I went in a single wide and there were the 2 meth dealers inside. There were a couple meth heads besides them. There were a couple cousins. There was a husband and wife, a couple high school dropouts. It sounds like a lot of people, but it was really just 2 of them. So I'm just kidding. I love Tennessee. I didn't move here for meth. I don't do meth anymore. But I moved here because I love the state. If you go out, the whole state is awesome. If you go to West Tennessee, you got Memphis, you got Beale Street, you got the blues, you got barbecue. You go to Central Tennessee, you got the strip, and you got country music, and you got a different kind of barbecue. And then, of course, when you come out here, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, everything that we love. And of course, more barbecue, because I fucking love barbecue. But we also had those big giant mountains that everybody loves to look at, right? Not the Smokies, I'm talking about Dolly Parton's titties. Those fucking things are huge, right? Can we give it up for Dolly Parton's titties, everybody? Woo! They really should be a national monument. I think her titties should be on Mount Rushmore, but I don't think they have enough fucking granite. I'm not gonna lie. And please don't be offended. I'm making jokes about her. She is like a saint around here. Like, I think she's the patron saint of underwire bra and bad backs, to be honest. But without a doubt, her titties are the two most famous boobs in America, right? Well, they were until Biden and Harris got elected. I love that joke. I love that joke. But she really is a saint around here. For all the kids, if you have a kid under 5 years old, you get free books sent to you every month by Dolly Parton if you just sign up. She sends out millions of books every year out of her pocket. If you're a high school kid, you can apply for a grant or a scholarship, go to college on her, which is fucking awesome. And if you're a teenage boy, she provides unlimited spank material for you. And by spank, I mean masturbate, of course. My wife is very anti-masturbation. She says if you masturbate while you're married, you're cheating. She told me if I jerk off while we're married, I'm cheating. So I'm a cheater. But I'm very pro-masturbation. And when I say pro-masturbation, I don't mean I'm for it. I mean I'm a pro. And it has nothing to do with talent. It's not talent. It is sheer hard work and dedication, I promise you. When I was a kid, I jerked off at my house every chance I could. But I'm a man now, so I do it at work while I'm on the clock, get paid for it. There's nothing like spanking a monkey in overtime, motherfuckers. But not just work, I masturbate in public also. Seriously, I actually masturbated on the ride over here. The Uber driver was a little pissed off, but I tipped him well and he's got leather seats, so it should clean up easy. I actually got caught masturbating on an airplane one time, believe it or not. It was one of those overnight flights where they turn the lights down, you get some sleep. I couldn't sleep, I was all jacked up full of energy. So I figured I'd release some energy and join the Mile High Club on a solo mission. Nobody saw me, but then suddenly while I was in the middle of it, I'm sitting there stroking it. Well, not that big, more like that. Anyway, I feel somebody watching me and I look over my shoulder and there's a stewardess staring at me and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm busted. But she didn't say nothing, she just kept watching. She's kind of smiled a little bit. And then she nodded me to the back and she took me to where they make that coffee in that little room back there. I'm not going to say too much more details. I'm just going to say that the passengers weren't the only one that caught a red eye that night. She was fucking awesome. Yeah. So my wife does know I masturbate. She doesn't like it, but she accepts it. She told me, like, take all that energy that you put into masturbation and do something positive. Like, work for a charity. Use that masturbation energy to do something good for the community. So I'm using that energy. I'm going to write a book on masturbation. And it's not like a how to stop book, it's a how-to book. I have techniques and methods, you know, like the reverse numb hand and the European slow stroke. It is going to be the first book in history where the pages come stuck together before you even buy it. Yeah, it's a good book. And now, it is kind of pathetic and sad that you're buying a book on masturbation, but there's always a happy ending. And we recently, my wife and I had a meeting with the publisher and talking about the book, and he said he expects me to have this book written by 6 months. My wife assured him that I always finish early, so. And I'm really excited because the publisher said that we have a new sponsor for this book. He already has a sponsor. Now, it's actually going to be a whole new chapter for the book. The entire last chapter will have no writing in it. It's just going to be really soft pages that you can tear out. The sponsor is Kleenex, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm thinking of doing a book for teenage boys about masturbation. It's going to be a pop-up book, so you can envision that. But I'm like, wait, I think most teenage boys know about masturbation. Like, I don't know if my kid does. I'm sure he does, but he doesn't show it. When I was a kid, he hides it well. When I was a kid, I let that shit fly everywhere. I didn't care. My fucking walls in my bedroom look like a 3D topographical map of the Smokies. And when my mom was doing laundry, she had to break the towels apart with a hammer to get them in the fucking washer. But my kid, he doesn't, I don't know if he does or not. And it's weird having a teenage boy. Anybody have like a teenage boy living with them right now? Anybody? It's weird. Having a 17-year-old living with me right now is like having the world's worst fucking roommate. All right? The guy doesn't pay any fucking bills, eats all my food, and I know when he's not there, he's probably fucking masturbating. And I know it's gonna be someplace that I don't want him to masturbate, like my bed or the kitchen table, or even worse, my fucking masturbation spot, because I'm fucking jealous. Stay out of my shit. One more story on masturbation, and because I'm beating it to death, no pun intended. I got a single friend. Every married guy in here has this single friend. The guy that lives at home still with his mom, doesn't pay rent, doesn't have a fucking job, has his own side of the house, you know, just does whatever he wants. You know, somebody that we're jealous of because we have to fucking make a living. But I'm over there watching a football game with him last weekend, and I get up to take a piss, and I go in the bathroom, and there's piss on the seat. But no big deal, my wife's got me trained, I lift the fucking seat, and I know his mom's gonna clean the seat, and there's shit all in the bowl and underneath the seat. It looks like he lives on a diet of Taco Bell and I guess diarrhea? I don't even know, it's fucking nasty. But I don't care, it's his house, his mom's gonna clean it up. So I take a piss and I go to wash my hands, and the soap in his bathroom looks like Ron Jeremy's balls. It's just fucking covered with pubic hair, right? So I don't want to touch it, but I wet my hand and I just find a little spot with the least amount of pubes and lather up. But again, I don't care. His mom's going to clean it up, right? When I'm done, I go to dry my hands, and there's one towel in the fucking bathroom, and it's right next to the shower, and it's fucking soaking wet. So I know he's dried his underarms and his balls and his taint and his asshole. Now I gotta play fucking Russian roulette and find one little part of towel to use that doesn't touch them. And as I'm drying my hands, I'm thinking to myself, I couldn't share more with this fucking guy unless I fucked him. So that's fine, it's his house, his mom's gonna clean it. I go out, I grab a beer on the way back, and I set the beer on the coffee table. And this fucking guy has the balls to flip a coaster at me and say, "You're a nasty fucker, use a coaster." But I'm a little pissed off, but I let it slide, it's his house. And I know you're thinking, what does this have to do with masturbation? And I'm gonna get to it. He smokes, but his mom doesn't know, so he has to go outside and hide it. When he does, I found a picture of his sister in the room that his mom put there, and I jerked off all over it and didn't clean it up. Let his fucking mom find that, and we'll find out who's a nasty motherfucker now, right? So, apparently, when a woman tells you her and her husband are trying to have a baby, it's inappropriate to offer to help with your semen while you're at work. And according to HR, it's really egregious using the terms baby batter and straight from the tap. So, but we all know HR. Everybody hates HR. They're a pain in the fucking balls. We gotta watch their videos and read their memos. But it seems like HR, they're always talking about sexual harassment, but it's always skewed to the women's side, right? We're always trying to protect women, which I get. But women are very sexual creatures, and they use their sexuality. And at the same time, men also get sexually harassed, but nobody talks about it. And shit, all right, my boss is gay. I don't care. Right? He's gay. Do I think he looks at me inappropriately sometimes, like he likes me? Yes. Do I care? No. Do I bend over in front of him to pick something up if I drop it? Yes. No big deal. Now, do I hold it a little extra sometimes when I need a day off? Yes. Because people use their sexuality. But would I suck his dick for a raise? Well, depending on how much it was for. I don't know. But I feel like it's always geared towards women, and that alone, it makes it an uncomfortable workplace. And I feel like when I go to work tomorrow, if I don't get sexually harassed, I'm going to sue for a non-hostile work environment. But that's not the only thing that women get credit for. Like, I hear a lot of women talking about sex today, in today's society. Because of porn, women say that men's expectations are way too high. Right? Because guys are watching porn all the time. They want women to, they want to throat fuck them. They want to choke them. They want these women to squirt, and they want them in weird sexual positions with their legs up their ass and all kinds of shit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go home and YouPorn or Pornhub or whatever. And women, if you catch your man doing that, it's on me. Let it slide. But I think that's bullshit. I think today's pressure because of porn is on men. Like, especially single men. I'm married, so it's not as bad. But if you're a young single man and you're trying to get laid, all these younger girls today are watching porn nonstop on the internet at home, and their expectations are so fucking high that it's not fair for men. Like, every woman going into a new relationship, younger women today, expect every guy to have a 9-inch cock, hard for 45 minutes, just pounding the shit out of them, holding them up and one-legged and doing all kinds of positions. And then when they come, like, they're supposed to shoot across the room and knock shit over and 45 spurts. Fuck that, I'm married. My wife gets like 6 good, well, adequate minutes. If it's a special occasion, we'll do 2 positions, but at least one of them, I'll be on the fucking bottom. And then when I'm done, I'll just kind of drizzle on her pubes a little bit. And you're welcome, baby. Good night. But, all right. So obviously, I don't think I'm offensive enough. So we're going to notch this up. If you're easily offended, now's a good time to order another shot, because tonight is Whiskey Wednesday. Singles are $2.50, doubles are $3.50. Have a shot. If you're easily offended, let it go, because tonight we're here to laugh, right? If you can't laugh at yourself, fuck you, we're all going to laugh at you anyway. So I have some observations and some questions about fucking. Fucking, we all fuck. Everybody knows what fuck. Is there anybody here who doesn't fuck? Yeah, whatever, you liars. Fucking liars. So, all right, so just to lay some groundwork, straight people fuck the opposite sex, right? No disagreements yet. Okay. So straight women fuck guys that they choose based on appearance, physical attributes, personality, humor, bravery, and of course income and potential income, because you're fucking greedy whores, all of you. Now guys, straight men fuck women based on who says yes, and that's about it. And some guys don't even that. Fuck them, they're assholes. They don't even need a yes. Now, gay women fuck other women, right? Because they don't like cock. So they meet another woman and then they use a fake cock on them. So I'm still kind of confused about that. Gay men fuck other men. Still no arguments. I do have one kind of, and this is a serious observation. Like when I go down on my wife, just the smell, or I'm not, sorry, not the smell, the scent. Just the scent. Just the scent of her vagina turns me on, right? Now when gay men, like if there's a gay guy in an elevator with me and I fart, does that turn him on? Seriously. Or if he walks into a Walmart after somebody took a shit, no offense, Sean, with the Walmart joke, does that turn him on? It's a serious joke. And then you have bisexuals. Now bisexuals will fuck anybody because they're greedy fuckers, right? And I'm just going to keep going down the list. You also have trannies. And how do I explain? Can I say trannies? I just did. All right, so how do I explain trannies? A tranny transfers the power from the engine to make the wheels turn, and that's how the car goes forward. That's what a tranny is. And then you have non-binaries. Non-binaries, they describe themselves as neither gender. Even if they have male or female genitalia, they identify as neither, which is fucking bullshit, right? If you have a penis and you fuck another person with a penis, you're gay. If you have a penis and you fuck somebody with a vagina, only vaginas, you're straight. So I think non-binary is a bullshit term. I don't think you should be allowed to use it unless you actually had no genitalia. Like, you should have to remove it and piss out of a fucking tube if you want to be non-binary. So who do non-binaries fuck? Well, they made their choice. They can go fuck themselves, right? Yes. And then you have virgins who fuck nobody. And then you have asexuals who only fuck themselves. Now, those are the two most offensive terms that I'm going to use tonight, at least in my opinion. Because you could be a virgin because you choose to fuck nobody. You could be an asexual because you only choose to fuck yourself. But you could just be an ugly motherfucker and fit yourself in either of those categories, and that's just not fair to the other two, right? So I know you're thinking to yourself, some people, probably that table back there, they're thinking, look at this fucking evil, white, straight motherfucker, right? Because that's the easy target to pick today. All right, maybe not the straight part. But the straight white guy is the easy target right now, right? Any movie or commercial, when there's somebody saying or doing something stupid, it's always a white guy. And you know why? Because nobody's going to protest, right? The problem is, like now, even Hollywood is getting away from straight white male characters, all right? So instead of inventing new people, new characters for movies like the gay Latina cripple Avenger, they're taking, Google it, is going to be a black female. All right, do I give a shit? No, I just hope she's fucking hot so I can jerk off. But the new Johnny Flame or Johnny whatever it is, Fantastic Four, the guy that flame on and turns into flame, he's going to be black. No big deal, I don't care, right? The new Thor is going to be played by, what's her name, Sean? Natalie Portman. The new Thor, look it up, is going to be played by Natalie Portman. Yes, the son of Odin is going to be played by a fucking woman. And I'm like, if we're just going to keep pushing this shit, let's fucking take it to the extreme. Like, we already got all these rich, what's funny is all the rich Hollywood people that are making these movies are white. Yet they're still appeasing to the crowds that fucking hates them. If we're going to do Thor as a woman, let's take it a step further. Let's appease everybody. Let's be full woke. I think the new Spider-Man should be in a fucking wheelchair. I think the new Superman should be a quadriplegic, like the original Superman became. And too soon. I'm getting a beer, hold on. And I think we should change some of the black heroes. Like, let's go full woke and really piss off the woke crowd. I think, like, we should remake the Shaft movie and have Shaft played by somebody like Justin Bieber just to fucking piss people off. You know what? And let's not just stick with men, too. Like, let's have the new Wonder Woman be some big, fat, Italian, hairy motherfucker. You know, with the same suit with a couple of fucking hairy apples hanging out of the bottom, you know? And not even just fiction. Let's do a nonfiction too. Let's really piss people off and do the new Obama miniseries about his life story, and we'll have like Ozzy Osbourne play him or some shit like that, just to really upset these fuckers. And it's not just. Let's look at who we're offending. Okay, everybody worries about people being offended. All these superheroes are big, strong people. After they turn. Like, initially it's some little skinny guy and he turns into this fucking big superhero when he gets powers. Isn't that offensive to skinny people and cowards? I think the new superhero, the new Avenger, should be some pimply-faced little skinny motherfucker that lives at home in his mom's basement and he only fucks himself, and we'll call him the asexual Avenger. All right? You guys want to see that? All right, that is all I got for tonight. But don't go anywhere. The three of us are coming back up here in about 30 seconds, and we're going to do some improv-y kind of deals. Hopefully you guys like it. If not, fuck you, we don't care. We're going to have fun with ourselves. Give us like 1 minute, take a piss and get set up. Get yourselves a drink. Make sure you're tipping your bar. They're not even listening. All right, guys, we'll be back in just 1 second. Likes it. And I do want to remind you one more time, take care of your bartender servers. They're doing a great job. All right, so first we're going to play match games. So what we're going to do, we walked around and asked people questions. And now we're going to ask these other two people questions, our other two comedians. We don't know the questions. We don't know the answers. We're going to try to match what the audience said. And I'm going to start it out since I have the microphone first. Everybody has their own microphone. So here's the questions, ladies and gentlemen. And this is for Kevin, and this is for Sean. And we're going to keep score and see who the winner is tonight. So the question I asked everybody...
Oh. You gotta have one of us pick the
I apologize. He is correct.
First time we've done this.
First time we've done it live. So I'm going to have Sean or Kevin, and I'm going to say Sean since he caught me. Do you want question A or question B?
Always go A.
Always go A. He likes the A, ladies.
A for ass.
Thanks for spelling that out for everybody.
And I'm talking about eating it. We all know that. We've heard already. So, all right. So here's the question. To mock the South, Yankees, which I am one of, Yankees say hillbillies screw their sisters and cousins. What do Southerners say Yankees like to screw? Your question, sir.
You asked the audience this?
I asked the audience. To mock the South, Yankees say hillbillies screw their sisters and cousins. No offense, Kevin. What do Yankees say, or what do Southerners say Yankees screw?
The only thing that comes to my mind is that song Yankee Doodle. Someone go with macaroni?
Zero people said macaroni. We had 3 people say mom, 2 people say dogs, and 1 person say donkey. Very creative person. I appreciate them participating. All right, so question letter B for my friend Kevin.
I'm not good at this.
This is a very in-depth question, so you may have to listen. Little Lisa the lesbo put her dishes away in the dark. She accidentally put her dildo in the utensil drawer. So what did she accidentally use on her girlfriend that night?
You know those mixer things that you used to use a long time ago?
A beater.
A beater, yeah.
A beater. We had 1 person say beater. We had 2 people say
right.
knife, which is kind of creepy.
Jesus.
1 person say soup ladle, and 1 person say napkin holder sideways. That person's fucked in the head. All right, so right now Kevin is up 1-0. I'm going to turn it over to the guy that got one right. Kevin, it's your turn. Go ahead and ask away, sir.
John, you want A or B?
I will take A, please.
I shouldn't have eaten that blank. It will go straight to my thighs.
I'm going to turn this up because he's very quiet. He's a hillbilly. Go ahead.
I shouldn't have eaten that blank. It will go straight to my thighs.
I shouldn't have eaten that blank. It'll go straight to my thighs. Fuck.
You want to ask the audience?
We should. Can I get some help, anybody? Did you say transvestite? What is that table doing? Eating a transvestite. I'm gonna say cheesecake.
No.
Nothing?
I had a hot dog, a fudgesicle, a dick, a chicken and cake.
You had all those things before the show?
That's what their answers were.
All right, I guess I get none. Sean's up. Fuck. Sean and I are tied 0-0. You have 1 point.
Okay, Sean. Sorry about last night. I was drunk and shouldn't have blanked you.
I'm going to go to that crazy table over there. You got any suggestions?
Let you fuck me in the ass.
Right now? After the show, maybe.
It's a long answer. Kevin, can you go over that one more time?
I shouldn't have eaten that blank. It will go straight to my thighs.
That was Josh.
That's what you get when a guy smokes weed all fucking day.
I can't remember what. Oh, here it is. Sorry about last night. I was drunk and shouldn't have blanked you.
I gotta go with fucked in the ass. I thought that was a pretty good answer there.
You get a 0 for that. I shouldn't have talked to you. I shouldn't have fucked you, but it wasn't specific enough. Shouldn't
0.
have slapped you, and I shouldn't have come in your ear. That was an actual from one of y'all.
That definitely came from that back table right there. All right, so at the end of round 2, you still have 1. I have 0. Sean has 0. Sean, it's your go, sir.
John, since you're at 0, I'm going to let you pick first, A or B.
I'm going to stick with your theory and go with the A. I love the A too. My wife just won't give it to me.
All right, here's A. Jesse Clay was the fastest gunslinger in the West. When he rode into town, he had on a pink cowboy hat, pink cowboy boots, rhinestone jacket, and was riding on a blank.
Dildo. Yeah, dildo.
I like it. I like it. She obviously has one. That lady has one.
We're going dildo.
I'm gonna
The
go.
mule or the dildo?
I'm gonna go with the name of both men at that table back there. Dildo.
That is a great answer. But you get 0 points.
Fuck!
I got 2 horses, 2 pigs, 2 donkeys, and a goat. I don't think the people got what I was going for.
We got a bunch of fucking farmers in here, that's for sure.
All right, Kevin, you basically already won, but you're going to get this one for fun. Okay, so this is question B. Eddie said, I don't know what happened to my wife during the blackout, but when the power came on, her dress was blank. Her dress was blank.
Gone.
0 points. Someone said, yes, wet was one of them. Someone said, in a tree. That guy's wife is fucking crazy. Someone said over her head. Someone said inside out. And someone said her dress was on fire.
That was a party.
Yes.
I wish you guys would stop talking about my fucking wife. You assholes. Alright, so at the end of the match game, we have a winner, and it's the guy that smokes weed all day, and he just beat the shit out of us. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Roberson, winner round 1. Alright, so the next one, this is something we call 3 questions. We each have 3 questions for each other that the other 2 do not know about. We've practiced multiple times, and every time it's a new question. Now, I suggested, based on audience participation, that we open it up for 1 or 2 questions when we're done. So if you can think of a question or 2, hold it in for the end of the show. I'm going to go first. My first question is to both of these men. There's no points. This is just for fun. What is the strangest place, Kevin and Sean, that you've ever fucking masturbated? The strangest place you've ever masturbated. Think back to all the millions of times you probably have. And tell us what the strangest place. And play along at home. I hope you guys think in your head and reminisce about where you've masturbated. And I hope it's not the party pub tonight. It could be. But we're just looking for the one answer. The strangest place you masturbated. Kevin, you're going first.
Well, I don't know if it's that strange, but in the woods.
In the woods?
Yeah.
Like when you're a Cub Scout or something?
Hunting.
He was a park ranger, so I don't know. Were the animals watching?
Oh, yeah, I like an audience.
He likes an audience. Sean, what about you, sir?
Okay, my answer's not that weird. It's my great-grandmother's bed. With her in the bed.
Oh.
Yes. It sounds horrible, but that very day was the first time I ever jerked off. And I was sitting there, I wanted to spend the night with her that night. I was like, you know what? That felt pretty good. I think she's asleep. I'm going to go for it. She woke up. Next question.
Did she help finish? I didn't know Sean was originally from Tennessee, but it sounds like he was.
I wouldn't have told that.
She asked what I was doing. I just said, hush, I'm cold.
All right, with that answer, why don't you ask the next question? We'll just take turns. Give us, fire away.
All right.
Again, we do not know these questions. In all sincerity, we've not talked to each other about this. Go ahead.
Johnny, you kind of brought this up in your stand-up earlier. So my question is, have you ever jerked off at work?
Today? Yes. Twice. Fuck yeah. I already talked about it.
He works at the post office.
I work at the post office. If your letters are ever stuck together, now you know why.
That's why it's always late, ain't it? You're fucking around over there.
You guys paid 58 cents. 58 cents now, they went up 3 cents if you don't know. You paid 58 cents to give me a cum rag to wipe the shit up, just so you know. Your turn, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Have you ever jerked off at work? He just asked.
We're
Oh, you already said. No. You can't be the same question, same answer for both. Just because you were in the woods while you were working. You have to give us a strange place that you jerked off.
I already answered that.
It's work.
Oh, work. You have to answer if you ever jerked off at work.
You already answered that.
No.
No. Oh, he is no fun. Fucker. All right, well, it's your turn to ask a question then.
To who?
Either of us.
Oh, okay.
Both of us.
Why do you hate your mother? I'm just kidding. That's not really a serious question.
I had my answer already.
No.
I mean, you never forget your first.
Right. Oh, no. Okay. What's the best and worst thing you have ever eaten? I think I know his answer.
I'm going to let you go first.
Yeah, that 9/11 ass I ate, that was disgusting.
And the best thing?
The chocolate whipped
That 9/11 ass.
No, I gotta go with my current girlfriend's ass. That shit be fucking on point. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, well, I'm going to... Go ahead. Did you-
I hope she didn't get mad. I said my current girlfriend, my forever girlfriend. That way I got an easy ride home. All right.
All right, I'm going to kiss some ass. The best thing I've ever eaten is my wife. The worst thing I've ever eaten is my wife after we had Taco Bell. All right. She's going to fucking kill me. Guess who's not getting laid and jerking off tonight? Yes, sir. All right, so question number 2.
It's good material for your book, though.
It is. It'll work. It'll look good in my book if I can peel the pages apart. Sean, I'm asking. No, Kevin, I'm asking you first. In seconds or minutes, what is the shortest sexual session that you've ever had? Describe it. The shortest. With a partner.
You've heard of premature ejaculation?
Yes.
I experienced it once, and I never even made it in.
Wow. Was he pissed off?
Fuck you.
Sean, shortest sexual experience session ever.
This one day I was with this girl, and we were about to have sex, but she's crying and crying because she's nervous. I'm like, hey, just shut the fuck up, let me do it. And
Right?
I guess that turned me on a lot that she was crying. Sounds horrible. Sounds like fuck some Nazi shit. But the second I put my dick in her, I came. I guess it was such a weird turn on.
Now he needs women to cry to get off. That's kind of sad. All right, what's your next question, sir? Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, what is the most embarrassing toilet clog experience? The most embarrassing time you guys clogged a toilet?
Oh, it's probably that fucking... One night, I was doing comedy at the party pub. And don't go in there, ladies and gentlemen. Stay out of the men's room, because it's fucking nasty. Sir, your worst clogged toilet?
When the drugs didn't go all the way down and the cops found it.
The DEA was outside the door.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Cop choppers in the air.
All right, sir, your question next.
Oh, another one of these to both of you?
Yes, sir. Somebody help him with the big words.
If you woke up in a woman's...
Uh-oh. Oh, shit, he's putting his glasses on. This is a serious question.
If you woke up in a woman's body, what would be the first thing you would do?
Myself. Without a doubt, myself.
I mean, if I could sell my body, I would. I work at Walmart. I already get fucked up all the time as it is. So I'd probably be a porn star.
I'm going to change my answer. I think the first thing I would do would take some pictures and try to figure out what the fuck is going on down there.
Right.
Because that shit is scary, and I just don't know. Sorry, honey. All right, so I'm going to ask my last question to these men. All right, so, Sean, Kevin, we have all kinds of different sex. There's afternoon sex, there's morning sex, there's drunk sex, there's revenge sex. Of all the types of sex that you could think of, what is your least favorite? Sean, you're first.
No sex.
Yeah, no sex is pretty good.
No sex does not count. It has to be a type of sex.
Does drunk sex count? Because I get whiskey dick. Does that count?
Whiskey dick that it doesn't work or it
Yeah,
takes
like if
forever?
I get too drunk, it's just fucking horrible.
Like putting an oyster in a fucking coin slot?
Yeah. So drunk sex, I'd probably say that.
I get it. Kevin, your worst sex. Your least favorite sex.
It would have to be jail sex.
Yes! Yes! My man.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I looked better when I was younger.
All right, so last question, Sean. Bring it on. Whatever you want to say.
What is probably your most shameful time you got an erection? A place where you really shouldn't have gotten an erection?
I'm going to go with same answer as last time. Party pub right now. I know nobody can tell, but I got a good semi at least right now.
I'm backing up.
Stay seated.
Sunday school.
Sunday school.
My parents.
Were you teaching or?
No. When my parents took me to church, it was a bumpy ride in our Jeep. And you know, when you're that young, just vibrations, will arouse you. And I'd have to go inside the Sunday school, hiding behind the Bible.
Behind the Bible. Do it for God.
It was a facade.
It was a facade. Awesome. Well, you have one more question for us, sir?
But now, if all it took was a bumpy ride to get that, I'd be showing it off.
Right? Getting a four-wheeler and going out every day.
That's right.
All right, so your last question, sir. Last question. And then we're going to open up to audience if anybody has any questions. Hold your tongues.
And they can give answers, too.
Ten seconds, Bob.
Hang on. If you were offered a huge amount of money to do something, what would you not do for it?
Wait a second. One more time.
If you were offered a huge amount of money to do something, what would you not do to get it?
The only thing I could think of is do something to put me in jail. I know a lot of guys be like, "Oh, I wouldn't suck a dick for $1 million." It's like, I would. I'd gargle that shit, come back for more. So probably something to put me in jail.
You would suck a dick for $1 million.
Fuck yeah, yeah.
Would you suck a dick for $100,000?
Yeah.
Can I get $20 worth then? $20. Here's $20. I like her.
It's gay. It's gay if you do it for $20. You do it for $100,000, you're just a businessman.
I would not for $1 million.
Yeah, a bunch.
For $1 million, I would not do him.
Wait,
Again, there's the one time.
do we split it or do you just get it all?
Oh, I'm going to give it all to you.
Okay, good.
All right, anybody have any questions out there for us? Feel free. Don't be shy. Any questions?
Do you like the finger up your ass?
Do I like a finger up my ass? It depends on whose finger and how big it is. You have small fingers.
Later. Later tonight.
How about you?
No. Here's why. You guys may know, I may have had something up my ass from my earlier set, but I just don't like the texture of a fucking fingernail near my asshole. I just don't like that.
So if a person if they were handicapped and didn't, or I don't even know, genetically deficient and did not have fingers, you would be okay with them sticking one up your ass?
Like a fucking nub up the ass?
A nub. Would you like a nub up the ass?
Since I'm a comedian, I gotta do that once. That's material.
I get that. Sir?
No, that's my personal space.
Your personal space, no fingers.
No fingers.
So if your little cute girlfriend out here wanted to do that, you'd say no.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure you put weed up your ass or something,
Right?
drugs.
I've got weed up my ass right now.
If there was a joint that you were sneaking into jail and it was shaped like a finger, would you do that?
I have.
What's the difference?
You're right.
You want to have dinner tomorrow? Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We are the Filthy Uncensored Comedians of Knoxville, FUCK. We appreciate everybody, my friends, his friends, his friends. Thanks for coming out. Hopefully we'll be here again. Don't forget, again, take care of your bartenders and servers. We appreciate y'all coming out. Have a good night, and we're going to turn the music back on in a second.